D.N. Chatham, and Dr. Rajeshwari Hegde ma'am to accompany the dignitaries onto the dais. Esteemed dignitaries on the dais, respected deans and HODs of various departments, beloved colleagues, dear participants, and all the dear ones present here. I, Dr. Pushpavati KP from Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, welcome you to the first IEEE International Conference on Communications and Computer Science 2024, being organized by the Department of Computer Applications and the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, BMSE, in association with IEEE Communication Society, Bangalore Chapter, IEEE Computer Society, Bangalore Chapter, and IEEE Women in Engineering, Bangalore Section. This conference is an inception of a dream, a step forward towards progress, and a landmark moment we all have been looking for. Let us begin this auspicious occasion seeking the blessings of Almighty through invocation by Anish of 4th semester, Computer Science IoT.
लंबोदर रक्तांबरधर लंबोदर रक्तांबरधर अंबर दीश्वर गौरी कुमार लंबोदर रक्तांबरधर अंबरदीश्वर गौरी कुमार सिंधूरवदनारविन्द सुन्दर विज्ञ दान्धकर शरश्चन्दीर धीर सिंधूरवदनारविन्द सुन्दर विज्ञ दान्धकर शरश्चन्दीर धीर लंबोदर तांबरधर अंबरदीश्वर गौरी कुमार भरपाशङ्कुशदन्त धरसु मोहकशूर्पकर्ण त्वच्चरण भरपाशङ्कुशदन्त धरसु मोहकशूर्पकर्ण त्वच्चरण पङ्कजकानमीपे जगन्नाथ विठलन मगनागी जनिसिद जगन्नाथ विठलन मगनागी जनिसिद युग युगदल्लू सुगुणनि सलहो जगन्नाथ विठलन मगनागी जनिसिद युग युगदल्लू सुगुणनि सलहो लंबोदर तांबरधर अम्बरदीश्वर गौरीकुमार गौरीकुमार गौरीकुमार. Thank you.
Thank you, Anish. May I request Dr. Ramohan Reddy, Professor and Head of the Department of Computer Applications, to present the welcome address.
So, good morning and a warm welcome to one and all. On behalf of the Department of Computer Applications, I extend a very warm welcome to the first IEEE International Conference on Communications and Computer Science organized by Department of Computer Applications and Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering. At the outset, I would like to express my gratitude to Madam Dr. B.S. Ragini Narayan, Chairperson, BMS Educational Trust, and Dr. P. Dayanand Pai, Chairman, BMS College of Engineering, for all the support extended towards this and all our endeavors. I would like to place on record my sincere thanks to Sri Abhiram Sharma sir and Sri Ravi Venkatesham sir, Honorable Trustees, BMS Educational Trust, for their constant support and guidance. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Wing Commander R.A. Raghavan, Director Administration, BMSCT, for all the support. I would like to thank Dr. S. Muralidhara sir, Principal, and Dr. Bhimsha Arya sir, Vice Principal, for their continued patronage and support, which have been crucial to our success. Their leadership has been a guiding light for all of us. I also take the opportunity to thank all the deans, HODs, faculty, staff, and students for being the part of the conference. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to welcome our distinguished professors for the inaugural of IEEE International Conference on Communications and Computer Science held at BMS College of Engineering. So we are delighted to welcome our chief guest, Professor Sadgopan sir, former director, International Institute of Information Technology, Bengaluru. My request, Professor P. Lakshminarayan, to present a bouquet as a symbol of our gratitude and tokenness of our respect. So we are honored to welcome our chief guest, Professor Srinivas Talabatlu, Associate Professor, Department of Electrical Communication Engineering, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. Dr. Talabatlu is the chair of IEEE Bangalore section. May I kindly request Professor S. Uma to present a bouquet as a symbol of our gratitude and respect. It is my privilege to welcome our beloved Principal Dr. S. Muralidhara, sir, who has been the backbone and pillar of strength of all our endeavors. May I kindly request Professor K. Vijay Kumar, sir, to present a bouquet as a symbol of our gratitude and respect. I extend a warm welcome to our beloved Vice Principal, Dr. Bhimsha Arya, sir, for his support and guidance. May I kindly request Professor K.P. Shailaja to present a bouquet as a symbol of our gratitude and respect. I would like to express my gratitude to Professor D.N. Suyata, ma'am, General Chair of the conference, for her tireless efforts in making the conference a grand success. May I kindly request Professor V. Padmapriya, ma'am, to present a bouquet to Professor Suyata, ma'am. So we are pleased to welcome Professor Rajeshwar Hegde, ma'am, HOD, Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering. May I kindly request Professor M. Shivaram Krishna, sir, to present a bouquet to Madam Rajeshwari, madam. So we are pleased to welcome Professor Dr. Sheshasalam, sir, Dean, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. So may I kindly request Professor R.V. Raghavendra Rao, sir, to present a bouquet to Sir Sheshasalam. So please give a warm round of applause to our esteemed guests who are in the dais. So computing has become an integral part of life, further enriched by artificial intelligence and communication networks. In today's world, technology is enabling quick and efficient communication regardless of geographical location. Communication plays an important role in disseminating information and knowledge and providing new technologies and avenues in the digital world. These domains open up avenues including cloud computing, biotechnology, bioinformatics, big data, blockchain, so communication networks, 5G and wireless networks, etc. So integration of these domains create a wider platforms for connecting people apart from fostering social interaction. So I'm assured that the conference would achieve its objective in providing an effective forum for academicians, researchers in exchanging the information and research findings and create a new network opportunities. So in addition, participants will gain diverse perspectives in their domain area. So I once again extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries, authors, invitees, and participants. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. It is my honor to welcome Dr. Ramon Reddy, our guide mentor, on this occasion. May I request Dean Sheshachalam, sir, to present him with the moment. By lighting the lamp of knowledge, one can dispel the darkness of ignorance, by Pankaj Changuli. May I request the dignitaries on the dais to formally inaugurate the conference by lighting the lamp. I request all of you to please rise up.
शुभं शुभं करोति कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पद शत्रुबुद्धिर्विनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापं सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तु ते
In the world of professional gathering and knowledge sharing, conferences are formidable platforms bringing together erudite thinkers, visionaries, and industry leaders. They serve as grand stages where ideas converge, collaborations are forged, and significant discourse is born. May I request Dr. D.N. Sujata, Professor, Department of Computer Applications, BMSE, a source of inspiration, to brief about the conference.
Thank you so much, Pushpavati ma'am. Good morning to all of you. At the dignitaries on the dais, senior professors here, dignitaries of the dais, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you on the occasion of inauguration of 2024 first IEEE International Conference on Communications and Computer Science in CQBS. A warm welcome to all of you today. If I go back to my memory lane, I remember my professor, L.M. Patnaik sir, always says, arranging a conference and planning it very meticulously and making sure it is worthwhile for people to attend is like an Indian wedding. So the planning, the process, all these things was started 10 months ago, last year, in fact. In one of our department meetings, we wanted to start a conference for our department, for our institution. So we decided to have a conference, and all my colleagues in the department readily agreed to be a part of it. Then we wanted to collaborate with another department to do it. So I remembered my friend Rajeshwari Hegde ma'am, who readily accepted and said, why not we do it together? The Department of Computer Applications and the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Department. So that is actually like how the inception of INSEE Cube, yes, actually happened. And to put it in short, the theme is communications and computer science, because telecommunication is involved, so also along with us, computer science people. And once this was almost planned and we tried to form a team, we sent a proposal through our HOD as well as HOD of TCE to the management to help us with the financial support. And I can vouch for it. I'm in BMS from past 30 plus years. We have an extremely encouraging and supportive management, principal, vice principal, the entire management team. They readily said, go ahead and do it. And this is what is the BMS management all about. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the our chairman, trustee, the entire trust, HODs, deans, all of us who keep supporting us. And this is how it actually conceived. And then we made an attempt to release our logo. I think all my colleagues do remember we had a logo competition. We created a logo for the conference. The logo was released. And then this is the logo that is there, sir, INCS, which is on this also. This is our logo, designed by our own student. We had a competition and that was picked up. It's on the pot also, sir. And then we had to develop a website of our own to actually send up a proposal to MCE and the Bangalore section. So we had a good team of student volunteers, faculty mentors who actually designed the website. This was also released. Everything was in place, so I applied to IEEE Bangalore section. Srinivas sir was so kind enough. We had Alok sir last year who actually approved, and sir supported us. So they approved the conference. Then I submitted to MCE. MCE readily agreed because we had the support of IEEE Communication Society, Bangalore chapter, IEEE Computer Society, Bangalore chapter, and WIE Affinity Group of IEEE Bangalore section. So MCE said, go ahead. All of them are with you. Section is with you. Go ahead. So this is how the initial thing happened. As you know, once this has been done, we created our CFP and it was widely circulated. I had little apprehension because this was the first conference. How many papers do we receive? I actually had estimated about 200 plus papers to come in. We had a very overwhelming response, which is unbelievable for me. 440 papers came in. And the other sad story here is 133 papers were desk rejected. They had high similarity index, and IEEE headquarters themselves said it is 90 plus. So think before you go in for review. So we could not review those, and the authors did not come up with the revised version. So we went with 307 papers. We sent it across to 329 reviewers. We had a very rigorous review process, double blind review, we had minimum of 3 reviewers, eminent reviewers across globe. We even had an international reviewers doing it, along with people from BMS, Bangalore, Karnataka, and all that. And they reviewed it, minimum 3, and we even had maximum of 6 reviewers, sir. So this was a very detailed review process which was done, and out of which today and tomorrow 46 papers are presented. So the acceptance rate is 15%. So in the first international conference, having an acceptance rate of 15% itself depicts the quality of conference that we are trying to arrange. I'm extremely thankful to the TPC chairs, the reviewers, and all of them who did this detailed review. So this is the whole story of how we started off in the past 2 days. So coming to the program schedule, I think I'm taking a lot of time. This is just because an emotional moment for me, because I had a dream of my department doing a conference. So that's why I'm taking a lot of time. Anyway, I'll conclude in a couple of minutes. So we have planned for 3 days. Yesterday was a pre-conference tutorial, and today and tomorrow are the actual conference days. We had eminent personalities from CSIR Fourth Paradigm Institute, Krishna Chandra Gowda, Professor Krishna Chandra Gowda, who delivered a tutorial session on how to write a mathematical model for computer science researchers, which is extremely important. And this was followed by Dr. Dilip, who is a scientist at Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, DRDO. He spoke about, he actually gave a hands-on workshop for GPU programming for deep learning. And it was very well received. We had about 100 plus participants, including a lot of final year students who actually want to write papers and do research. This is that we had yesterday. And today we have 2 keynote sessions. So after this inauguration, we will have the first keynote session by Prashant Mishra, who is a senior scientist at TCS and also a visiting professor at Robert Bosch Center for Cyber-Physical Systems at IISc, a very, very good researcher and also a part of IEEE family as the vice chair of the section. And he will be talking on managed bidirectional charging for electric fleets with arbitrage. Then the second keynote is by Anindya Saha, who is the vice president of Tejas Networks. He is going to take us through the journey of 5G and advanced 6G technologies. This will be followed by 2 invited talks, one by Suhas Srihari and the other by Saurav Suman. And Suhas Srihari is an R&D scientist at National Oak Ridge Laboratory, USA. And Suman is vice president of SAP America. Both of them are alumnus of BMSCE. And Suhas is going to talk about a differential geometric view of network information, and Saurabh is going to talk on impact of artificial intelligence in industry and AI ethics, which is extremely important topic today. And tomorrow we have another, sorry, I missed out a very important thing. Today evening, we have a cultural event followed by a dinner. So I welcome all of you to that also. We have our own students performing, so all of us can sit back and relax and enjoy the evening. Tomorrow we have a keynote by Vijayan Ansari, who is a professor in computer science, School of Computer Engineering at Dayton University, USA. He is going to talk on multimodal data exploitation and learning. The other keynote is by Dr. Salil, who is the professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in the University of South Wales, Australia. He is going to talk on the long trajectory to trajectory privacy, followed by 2 keynotes by Ambika, who is the expert solution experts at Finstra. She'll be talking on generative AI and chatbots, followed by Dr. Soma Pandey, who is the AVP at Geo Platforms. She'll be talking on intelligence of things, role of AI and IoT. So we have a very, very packed schedule. We also plan to have 2 best paper awards. So authors, it's also a indication to you that you do your paper presentation sessions, which are parallelly placed both today and tomorrow exceedingly well. So we have 2 awards for you, which will be announced in the valedictory tomorrow post lunch. And then another important uniqueness of this conference is we plan to have this, we actually had resolved to have this conference as a eco-friendly conference. So we don't have one-time use of plastic water bottles or anything of such kind. We have even minimized the use of paper as much as possible, communicated all of these things on digital media or on email, which is very easy today. So I request all your support to make sure the world is a green place for all of us to live in and leave better impact to our next generation people as such. And as a last part of this, I express my sincere thanks to the management, principal, vice principal, along with that, the patrons, the advisory committee members, the steering committee members, TPC chairs, TPC committee members, then the finance chair, the sponsorship chair, the local arrangement chairs, registration chairs, poster and design chairs, exhibits and demos chair, web chair, publicity chair, social media chairs, and all my volunteers. You are the backbone of what is happening today. A big round of applause to all of you for having supported our dream to make today a reality. I wish all of you the very best for your future, and then best wishes to INSEE Yes 2024. And I hope to see more editions of it in BMS and elsewhere too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. As John Quincy Adams said, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Today we have with us Professor T. Srinivas, IISc Bangalore, also Chair 2024 IEEE Bangalore section. Professor T. Srinivas, Chair IEEE Bangalore section, is a professor in Electronics and Communication Engineering Department, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He obtained BSc Honours in Physics from New Science College, Hyderabad, and ME Integrated and PhD from IISc. He was a postdoctoral research fellow at Toyohashi University of Technology, Japan during 1992-1996. His area of research interest is optical communications, in particular, photonic integrated circuits. His emerging interests are in the areas of optical biosensors and quantum photonics. He published about 150 papers and guided more than 28 PhD students. He is a member of National Board of Accreditation. He was a chairman, GATE IISc Zone during 2010-13. He is an active volunteer of IEEE Bangalore section, currently the chapter coordination chair. He also chairs the IEEE ComSoc chapter Bangalore section and the secretary of IEEE Photonics Society chapter Bangalore section. He has supported several IEEE society chapters and many IEEE student branches in Bangalore section. He initiated formation of India Council chapter of IEEE Photonics Society. It's now called the Prakash Bharti, the Network of Photonics Professionals of India. Being an active volunteer of IEEE Bangalore section and served on student activities, technical activities, professional activities, and chapter coordination. And he has given over 100 technical talks at various colleges. May I request you to please address that.
I'm very happy to come to BMS College for this conference. I'm very happy to see that you have combined the communications and computers, both the societies, communication society and computer society. I hope this will be very challenging and interesting for all the participants. First of all, let me congratulate for organizing this conference, taking up, and also wish you the best outcome of in terms of the knowledge and good interaction. So I would like to throw a couple of points on the activities that you can take up. I know BMS has been doing very well as an IEEE student branch, and many of your faculty have been involved in many of the society chapters. That is one of the focus or emphasis in the last couple of years. So I know many of your faculty members have been in many of these societies, but I would expect and hope you go to a next level. I would expect a higher order programs from your students and faculty. For example, I would like to mention that we have started the industry hubs in Bangalore chapter. Unlike the student branches, there are no units for the industry participants and members. Then the other important thing which is completely new to some extent, at least in the Bangalore section, is the working groups. So this is a very ideal situation and very ideal place to tell people or ask them to take part in the working groups. Working groups are very interesting and very useful units in IEEE. For example, if you would like to combine communications and computers, I think, for example, quantum information technology is a very ideal area. So I hope your faculty members will take up. Of course, the other one, which is not in this conference, is one of my interests in the biophotonics. So I hope some of you will take up. And I know there are other participants from other institutions. I please take up, and we'll see how to go about. And of course, from Bangalore section point of view, we have been giving a lot of incentives for doing all these activities. For example, we would like to send every branch counselors to a conference in India with the support of a student branch as well as the section. And also similarly, we'd like to, because many of you are participating in the society activities, we'd also hope to attract top conferences to India. As you can observe, we have been doing many conferences in India. Almost 30 conferences are there this year in different institutions. So we'd like to take up more higher level conferences. In fact, sometime long ago, the Bangalore section has, of course, even now we don't have good success in that direction, that we should attract top conferences like Globecom and ICC to India. Some time ago, I think we had got IEEE sensors to India. To Delhi, it has come some time ago. So we need to attract them. In that, the role of the faculty members, the technical expertise available in Bangalore section is very important. We would like to make a database of all the experts in Bangalore and distribute across the whole Karnataka, so that we get a very good, of course, not only Karnataka, all over India. So I have got into the IEEE with a very high motive to, I hope soon, sometime we'll achieve that. We would like to keep India on the global technological map. And the IEEE is the best route to achieve all that. I hope our experts like Professor Sadagopan will help us in this goal. Sometime I hope we will reach that. Thank you very much for inviting me, and we'll have a good time here. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. And we also thank you for your guidance, and we'll strive to keep your hopes, bring it into reality. Good leaders create a vision, articulate the vision, passionately own the vision, and relentlessly drive it to completion, by Jack Welch. On this auspicious occasion, we have Professor S. Sadagopan, former director, IIIT Bangalore, with us. Professor S. Sadagopan, former director of IIIT Bangalore. Being the first director of IIIT Bangalore from 1999 to 2021, he was involved in visioning, planning, and executing the growth of this institution. He obtained his MS and PhD from Purdue University, USA in 1979 and BE honors from Madras University, India in 1973. He has taught at IIT Kanpur and IIM Bangalore. His research interests include operations research, multi-criteria optimization, decision theory, simulation and enterprise computing, programming languages, databases, multimedia, and e-governance. Professor Sadagopan is a fellow at United Kingdom's IET, formerly IEE, Computer Society of India, and Institution of Engineers India. He is a senior member of the IEEE, ACM, and AIS. Professor Sadagopan's research work has appeared in several international journals, including IEEE Transactions, European Journal of Operational Research, Journal of Optimization Theory and Applications, Naval Research Logistics, Simulation, and Decision Support Systems. He has won numerous awards and consults extensively to some of the largest private and public sector corporations in India in computing, communications, software, automotive, oil and power industries, as well as in social sector. He is a member of the board of directors of several private and public sector corporations, a member of the board of studies in several universities. He is a featured columnist of Times of India and several magazines. May I request Professor S. Sadagopan sir to present the inaugural keynote address.
Good morning. Ellarigu namaskara. So thank you all for having me, and I think it is always nice to be part of any IEEE event. Some of the student members you may know, but I'm just reminding you, IEEE is the world's largest professional society. The world's largest professional society. So to be a member of IEEE is a privilege, and you should thank the college for making it happen, and thanks to Sujata ma'am for making this conference. So thank you all. So, people like Sujata madam have a very interesting way of working, right? She somehow has a way, so you can't say no to her. So she sent me a mail and he said, you have to come. And, so I have to come. So that's it. Okay. So then, you see what happened is I turned 73 years back and retired. So I thought I'm going to have a gala time because I don't have to do anything. But what happens is my friends keep me so busy. So I'm actually busier than my regular time. So I'm not complaining either because it is fun, because I don't have to sign any paper. It's a big, big relief, right? So what happens is now that I am doing lots of talks, then I also found that I need to change my style. Normally what happens is we give a professorial talk, you have slides, you have a presentation, you plan it, you do it, all that, etc. So what I realized particularly, this is also the post-COVID time, and November 22, you also realize ChatGPT 3 came. So the world is different. And particularly for our student friends, 50 years back when we were in the college, so the faculty members and the students, there was an information asymmetry. What the professors knew or what the professors had, the students did not have. And many of us who come from traditional local language, Tamil, Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada medium schools, first 1 or 2 years of engineering was tough because first of all, the language is different. And second thing is most of the universities use American textbooks. And you all realize that while the script is English, American English is not English. Right? It's different. So you have all those complications. So what happened was the best thing for students to do is attend a class, because the professor was actually kind of ensuring that things are administered to you in small doses so that you can learn. But that is completely gone now. See, students have actually better access to more information than what we have. So we also have to change. So what I have done in the last 2 years, it took a year for me to realize this. Last 2 years, first of all, any lecture, no slides. First. And second thing is, there are only stories. Okay. So what I find is that what happens if you tell a couple of stories, at least some story everybody enjoys. So that's a good thing. And second thing is, I actually find I get lots of email saying that, sir, we liked it. So it looks like it is also serving the purpose for which it is done. So I'm going to have 3 quick stories. Of course, because it is computer science and communication, all of them are related to you, related to these 2 topics. But the homework is you have to relate it. Okay, so I kind of managed to get about 108 stories. So each time I kind of pull out 2-3 of them. So it keeps going. The first story is interesting. This is a story of 2 professors. 2 professors, both teaching at Stanford University. It is in the earlier part of 80s. And one is a professor of psychology, other is a professor of computer science. And, I think at least in 70s and 80s, that looked very foreign for us when we were studying in US. But today in Bangalore also it is the same, right? Husband and wife both work. And what they do, they have lunch together, but in different place. So there are lots of eat outs, right? So what happened was, this is the style of this husband and wife. So what they did was that every day they will decide around 9 o'clock, which is the place they're going to, because they just, one of them gets dropped, one of them drives, and then 9 o'clock they will decide where they will have lunch. And sometime they forget, so 10 o'clock they will send an email, because inside the Stanford University, email was very common. So this is how their style was. One day something happened. The wife had waiting in one of the restaurants for the husband, and the husband did not show up for half an hour. So obviously, as all husbands know, what it is to place face a furious wife. Finally, the gentleman came, and he had his share of whatever grief, right? So finally, what happened was that the husband said that, look, you did not send me a mail. And the wife said, no, I sent a mail at 11:03, and the mail was not delivered until 12:15. And so the psychology professor caught hold of a computer science professor and found out the email was not getting delivered in 2.5 hours. Something must be wrong. So many of you do not realize that. I think many of you were probably not born. There was nothing called a router in the world at that time. So I still remember 1983, I used to kind of make routers in the lab. So take what is called the PC, and you all know PCs for whatever reason. Say we normally say that computer science fellows are very male chauvinistic, but sometimes we are very nice to women, because inside a PC there are only motherboards and daughter cards. There are no son boards and father board and son cards, right? So we used to take a motherboard, two network cards, and put a software called PCIP. That is how a router was there. So what happened was, remember, email is a kind of best effort delivery, which is not guaranteed delivery. So sometimes things can get delayed. And then the husband and wife decided that, look, we have to fix this problem. And then suddenly today, the router market is something like $20-30 billion market. So this market was created by this simple incident. And you all know the name of this company. Some of you would realize there is a nice city called San Francisco. You cut part of it, what do you get? Cisco. So this is the story of Cisco. Okay. So professors can also contribute. So that is the first story. The second story is also about Stanford, because he's one person who had a lot of influence on me. Unfortunately, he died in 1982. So this gentleman got his PhD exactly 100 years back. 1924 PhD from MIT. His name is Professor Frederick Terman, and he is considered the father of Silicon Valley. Okay, father of Silicon. He created Silicon Valley in some sense. And he also had, one of the nice things about the story is that, see, all the stories, if you kind of faithfully reproduce the story, there is no fun. Okay, not that we add in inaccuracies, but we'll give some twist to it. So there will be some tidbits also to make it interesting. So this Terman had something very unusual. Okay, I used to study in a place called Purdue University, the state of Indiana. So Terman's father used to be in Indiana, but he kind of moved to Stanford. The son moved to Stanford in 1980. I don't remember the year. Okay, so Professor Terman stayed from the age of 10 until the age of 82, 72 years at Stanford. Okay. And he created, these days in IITs, IISc, and sometimes some of the triple ITs, NITs, we are creating what is called Science Park, Tech Park, etc. All of them go back to Stanford. So Professor Terman set up what is called a Tech Park. Now it is called Science Park in Stanford. That is the mother of all the tech parks. And he also did something very interesting. He also wanted a lot of engineers from industry to come back to college. He created a program called Evening Program for Working Professionals, Master's Program for Working Professionals. So that is something which was kind of unusual. And then he also did something that is what is the real fame for him. He found that we have to encourage students to go entrepreneurially, and you have to go out of the box to kind of support them. And some of you students may not realize that 1924, HP was not born, right? So it was born only about 5 years later. And both the students, Bill Hewlett and Dave Packard, I have met both of them, so it's kind of nice. And they were actually students of Professor Terman. So their first order was for, electronic students should realize that one of the core functions, because it's all assumed today, is an oscillator. To make a great oscillator at affordable price was a big deal at that time. So there was a Japanese company which gave the first order for oscillators. For that, you need to do some simulation, etc. For that, you needed equipment. And this equipment was part of a federal grant, and that can't be made available to everybody. So what Terman did, he told the student, Bill Hewlett and Dave Packard, you come and work in the night. I'm also working. So I am working, so you also keep working. So that is how. So you remember, you have to do interesting things to make things happen. You can't flout the rules, but at the same time, you have to let things happen. So he used to kind of stay the whole night so that the students can complete the job. And that is the reason why Terman is worshipped like almost like a god in Silicon Valley. He kind of went out of the way to kind of help. Today, they're all $100 billion companies. So it would not have happened. So that is a role that universities can play. That's what I want you to kind of take. Okay. That is the second story. The third story is that, the youngsters keep saying, sir, you guys are all professors, you are happy, you get a salary and you have a job all through the life. No, no, sir, we want to be different. We want to be influenced by Bill Hewlett and Dave Packard, HP. We want to get influenced by Intel. We want to make millions and millions of dollars, billions of dollars of money. So we want to start, etc. Okay. So if you want to start, so let me tell you the secret of academic institute and industry. So academic institute and industry are two boxes which are connected. The first box is called academia, where what you do is you put lots and lots of money. So particularly for management, only thing you have to do is go and put money. Out of this box will come students, papers, and patents. Trained students, papers, and patents. And there's another box. You put all three into another box. Out comes lots and lots of money. That's called industry. So you put money into academia to generate students, papers, and patents, and you put all the three into another box called industry, you get making more and more money. And this should kind of keep going further. That is all that it is all about. Okay. And because the patenting is still not that common in India, I'm just choosing this example. I'm sure all of you listen to audio, right? Anybody who does not listen to audio on your PC and phone? It's nobody, right? You all heard of MP3? Okay. So sometimes, people do not know. MP3 patent made more money than all patents put together. Not in one country, but multiple countries. But, look at it. You all know what MP3 is, right? MP3 is level 3 compression. It's a simple compression scheme. Right? So what happens is a big audio, if you put it like that, good old days, we used to keep those tapes, etc. It consumes lots and lots of stuff. So there is sufficient amount of redundancy. And you don't need AI for this. Common sense tells you. So you can kind of drop out lots of them. If there are 25 zeros, you can just put 25 and 0 instead of storing 25 zeros. Right? Things like this. Lots of stuff. Run length, coding, blah, blah. So all that was done. But what is interesting about is MP3 patents are owned by Fraunhofer Institute. Fraunhofer is a string of institute like our CSIR labs. One of the CSIR lab person is coming and giving a talk today, right? For PI. So it is a government initially funded lab, so which can actually produce a patent which makes so much money. That's number one. Second thing is that MP3 also is a nice way by which you can have an interesting licensing scheme. Okay, so earlier days of MP3, they just were charging 0.0001% for every song. It looks so innocuously small, nothing will happen. But you don't realize there are 8 billion people in this planet. And many of us, how many songs we listen in a month? At least 100. Probably some of you listen 100 in a day. Okay. But so because billions of people listen to it, even that 0.00001% still makes tons and tons of money. Okay. So you can work in a research institute, produce patents, and still produce millions and millions of dollars year after year after year. Okay. So that is also possible. And what is the connection between all the three stories? All three are nothing but computers and communication coming together. So MP3 is a slightly different communication. Most of the time, people confuse communication with telecommunication. Communicating between human beings is also communication, and music is also communication. In music, you not only communicate signals, you also communicate emotion. So it's beauty, right? So MP3 is communication, and routers is completely communication and computers, because they're computers which help you to communicate. And of course, Professor Terman actually happened to be a person who helped computer companies, communication companies. There used to be a kind of a term used in small parlance, computers communication. People were using a term called communication. Did not become popular. So it was all communication. So that is how. So hopefully Sujata madam will give me at least a C grade for inviting me. Okay. So thank you all. Thanks for your patience. Thank you.
I'd like to make one statement to extend Professor Sadgopan's second story. So into that input to output, whatever he mentioned, we would like to add a few amplifiers, a pre-amplifier, an intermediate amplifier, and a post-amplifier, and if possible, a feedback loop, so that we get a lot of money and a lot of knowledge out of that. That amplifier box is the IEEE membership.
Amazing, sir. Thank you, sir, for those inspirational talk. It was a huge database of knowledge in a small box and three beautiful stories. We are pleased to be a part of BMS College of Engineering, and may I now request our beloved Vice Principal, Admin, Dr. Bhimsha Arya, sir, to present to address the gathering.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, heads of the department, deans, dear colleagues and my dear students. At the outset, I would like to congratulate and thank the department, two departments coming forward and organizing this wonderful 2 days international conference. HOD MCA, Sujata madam and Rajeshwari madam. Big round of applause for them. Friends, these type of conferences gives the avenue for young researchers to present their ideas, get some recognition and feedback for their enhancement of research. Computer science, I believe this will not be a independent subject of engineering. In future, this will be a multidisciplinary subject. So I urge all the HODs of different department faculties and professors to do some integrated research along with the computer science, AI, IoT, machine learning, all those things. So dear friends, we have heard this conference has received almost 440 papers, out of which, giving a thrust to the quality, they have selected only 15%. We can understand the quality, importance of the quality is given to this particular conference. Only 46 are selected out of 440. So this platform not only gives the opportunity for the young researchers for presenting their ideas. Will give you the opportunity for brainstorming, networking, very important, connecting with the other researchers who are doing the same work in the same field. So make use of this opportunity. And beyond that, see, after brainstorming and all this networking, you can do some collaborative work also. So I hope this conference will bring these things into the mainstream. So adding to that, I would like to once again congratulate the department organizing this type of conference, and I wish all the very best for the young researchers who are involved and who are presenting a paper. And advance congratulations for two papers already they have shortlisted best paper award. I wanted to be part of that presentation. Kindly invite me, madam. So once again, I wish you all the very best for this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I now request our respected principal, Dr. S. Muralidhara, to deliver the presidential address.
Good morning to all of you, respected guests on the dais, my dear colleagues, and also participants. Well, at the outset, we have to congratulate both the departments, that is MC and the telecommunication department, for organizing this particular international conference, which is very meaningful. Secondly, in fact, I would say we are lucky to listen to Professor Sadagopan with three beautiful stories and well connected with computers and communication. Extremely well articulated and communicated to us. And as far as, and also we have to thank IEEE as icing on the cake. Professor Srinivas said, membership of IEEE should be there. Yes, true, because every time when I listen to any activities of the computer science or the electronics department, IEEE will be always there. Somewhere or the other, IEEE always I see that. And there are so many chapters and sections. So we have to thank all the associated IEEE chapters for helping us to organize this particular event. Well, at BMSC, we always give a lot of importance to research, and earlier it was only the routine teaching learning was there. Now, research has taken a front seat, and we have very good connect with the institutes like IAC, IITs, then IIIT, and we always have the interaction with the professors from those premier institutes, not only institutes, even national laboratories of importance. Now, why I'm stressing this, because the management has given the open this one, give freedom to all the faculty members and also the departments to organize very useful international conferences. In fact, this year it has given green signal to organize 5 international conferences. Maybe in the coming years we'll have 5 or much more than that. It all depends on the improvement in those domains of research and also the uh, departments which are coming up with those proposals. So with these words, I once again congratulate all the participants, and it's going to be a great learning for you. You have to have good interaction with all the participants here, and please listen to all the lectures, because there will be always gain, because researchers should always have, should upgrade Then only you can think faster, similar to your computer. Once you upgrade, it works faster, correct? So that's how you have to be. And wish you all the best. Have a happy learning for you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And also thank the management and the administration of BMSE for the continuous support in conducting this conference. With lot of events in store for the day, I would like to call upon our beloved Dr. Rajeshwari Hegde, Professor and Head of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, BMSE, to present the vote of thanks.
Good morning to one and all. On behalf of organizing committee, it's my privilege to present vote of thanks. Believed to attract abundance, prosperity, and good luck, crystal trees also help purify negative energy, fostering peace and harmony in our homes or workspaces. With this positive intention, we have chosen to present this unique gift to all the dignitaries as a token of gratitude for their contributions to making this event a grand success. I would like to thank Professor S. Sadagopan, former director, Triple IT Bangalore, for accepting our invitation and enlightening us with his knowledge. I request Dr. Pushpavati to present a memento. Thank you, madam. I thank Professor T. Srinivas, Chair 2024, IEEE Bangalore section, for agreeing to collaborate and promote it across the globe. I also thank him for accepting our invitation to deliver a keynote address. I request Dr. Vasant Lakshmi to present a memento. Thank you, madam. I thank our beloved principal, Dr. S. Muralidhara, for his constant support and guidance and for gracing the inauguration. I request Dr. Ambika to present a memento. Thank you, madam. I thank our beloved Vice Principal, Dr. Bhimsha, for his constant support and encouragement and for gracing the inauguration. I request Dr. Archana to present a memento. Thank you, madam. I would like to thank IEEE Bangalore section, IEEE ComSoc Bangalore chapter, IEEE WIE Bangalore section, IEEE Computer Society for partnering with us. And I would like to thank our sponsor, Communications Test Design Inc., BMS Educational Trust, BMSC Management, Data Center, BMS International Hostel, our principal, vice principal, deans, HODs, faculty and staff of computer applications and electronics and telecommunication engineering departments, Anil Venkatesh, AV technician, photographer, student volunteers, keynote speakers, invited speakers, session chairs, reviewers, authors, participants, and all those who have contributed directly or indirectly for making this event a grand success. Thank you, one and all.
Request all of you to rise for the Naragit.